Welcome back to On The Sideline. Thanks for joining me. I'm your host, Keehan Lee. In this week's episode, we recap all the craziness. Yes, I said it, craziness from week 9 of the NFL season. I'm going to be giving you why I think the Commanders are officially done. Their season is over. I'm also going to give you my 2 cents on why I think this Steelers team is much better than the years past. And what are my grades for every single team who are as active during the trade deadline? Uh, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please get a like, subscribe, turn that post notification bell, and comment down below if you think the Commander season is done and if you think this Steelers team is also different compared to last year. Without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so starting off week 9, we got the Ravens and the Dolphins, and honest to God, this game was not even close. I mean, Miami hung around a bit in the first half, like I said, but Baltimore it was a dominant game from the Baltimore. I mean, Lamar had 204 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. Derrick Henry also ran the ball for 119 yards, and the touchdowns were caught by good old Mark Andrews, Charlie Coiler, and Rashawn Bateman. And their defense played well. They got after Tua twice, and they picked him off once by Malachi Starks. By the way, shout out to Malachi Starks for getting his first ever interception in the NFL. Peeking at the Dolphins, this game was not fun for Dolphins fans. Tua, 261 yards passing and an interception. Devon Achane had 67 yards rushing. Jalen Waddle had 82 yards receiving. And defensively, they got after Lamar Jackson twice, one by Jalen Phillips and one by Benito Jones. Little do we know that that was going to be Jalen Phillips' last sack as a Miami Dolphin. Peeking at the next game, we got the 49ers and the Giants. And honest to God, I have to probably apologize to the 49ers because this team is playing really well despite having so many injuries. Mac Jones, 235 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey, 106 yards rushing and a touchdown. Brian Robinson Jr. had a rushing touchdown. Christian McCaffrey also caught a touchdown. Jawan Jennings had a touchdown. And defensively, they got after Jackson Dart only twice, which is kind of crazy. As for the Giants, Jackson Dart was solid in this game. He had 191 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. He also ran it in for a touchdown. Darius Slayton had 62 yards receiving, but the touchdowns were kept by Theo Johnson and Gunnar Olszewski. And defensively, they got after Mac Jones twice, which is kind of crazy. Nevertheless, the 49ers got it done up in New York. Peeking our next team with the Chargers and the Titans, and I think I heard somewhere from like one of my favorite content creators, Wyatt. He actually reacted to this game, like I think on Monday, and he said that this was like kind of like a defensive battle. Like if you look at the box score, like Justin Herbert, 250 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, interception. He also ran it in for a touchdown. Quentin Johnson had a touchdown. Scott Matlick had a touchdown, but this is where he went crazy. The both defenses, the Chargers and the Titans combined for 10 sacks. If I'm not mistaken, let me think. One, yeah, three, four sacks from the Chargers, and then as you can see by the next one, the Titans had 6 of their own. Cam Ward had 145 yards passing, you know. Tony Pollard had 56 yards rushing, and defensively, like I said, 4, 5 sacks. This is nuts. And then Cody Barton had the lone interception. Peeking at the next game, we got the Vikings and the Lions, and this actually was a very competitive game. I always say that a lot, but like when you like I've been saying this a lot about the NFC North. Unless it's a team that's been struggling, most of these games are very close. JJ McCarthy, what can you say about him? 143 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. He also ran it in for a touchdown. Justin Jefferson, I think he got like a ridiculous touchdown in this game. He had a touchdown. TJ Hawkinson, had a touchdown, and defensively, they got after Jared Goff 5 times. Wow. As for the Lions, I mean, Jared Goff was solid. He had 284 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. David Montgomery had the other touchdown. Sam Laporta and Jameson Williams both caught touchdowns. And defensively, they got after JJ McCarthy 4 times as well. And Terrion Arnold picked him off once. Peeking at the next game, we got the Falcons and the Patriots. And honest to God, uh, what was that? The Falcons and the Patriots. And honest to God, this game felt intense. I mean, if you look at this, Michael Penix Jr. was balling out 220 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Bijan Robinson was unfortunately shut down with 46 yards rushing. Drake London probably had his best game as a Falcon. He had 113 yards, 118 yards, sorry, receiving and 3 touchdowns. And defensively, they got after I know it's Mike Jones, Drake May 6 times. 6 times, you guys. That's nuts. And then Jesse Bates with the lone interception. As for the Patriots, I mean, Drake May kind of had like a really off game, if you want to call it. He had 259 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and interception. Terrell Jennings had a rushing touchdown. Demario Douglas, shout out to him because I don't know if you guys saw, but like he in his post-game interview, he had like he said how he lost his uncle. Like, shout out to you, man. Your uncle's proud of you for your game today. He had 140 yards receiving and a touchdown. Stephon Diggs, who's been balling out, he had a touchdown. And defensively, unlike the Falcons, they got after Michael Penix only once. This game was crazy. Hey, what's the next up? We probably got the Colts and the Steelers. I actually watched majority of this game. I watched majority of this game right here. This game was not close. I know the score looks 27-20, and people are saying, "Oh, the Steelers let the Colts hang around a bit." No, it was not even close. Okay. Daniel Jones had 342 yards passing, a touchdown, and 3 picks. He also ran it in for a touchdown. Jonathan Taylor was shut down, which I thought was really good by the Steelers defense. Like Alec Pierce had 115 yards receiving, along with Michael Pittman Jr. 115 yards receiving. Josh Downs had the lone touchdown, and defensively, I mean, they got after A-Rod only 3 times in this game, which is not bad. As for the Steelers, I mean, I mean, sign out words to describe this how well he's been playing. He had 203 yards passing and a touchdown. Jaylen Warren was actually the star of the show. He had 231 yards rushing, but he did have 2 touchdowns as well. Calvin Austin III had 56 yards receiving, but Pat Freiermuth caught the lone touchdown. And defensively, I mean, this was a much needed bounce back win from the Steelers defense because we know because it seemed like their offense has been playing really well. It's the defense that's kept on hoeing them a little bit, but nevertheless, Joey Port Jr. had a sack and an interception. Peyton Wilson got the other interception. Alex Highsmith had 2 sacks. Keanu Benton had a sack. TJ Watt had a sack. Jack Sawyer. Like it was a much needed win by the Steelers. Next game up, we probably got the most boring game of the month of the Sunday games. No offense to any of these fan bases, but yeah, we got the Broncos and the Texans. I mean, Bo Nix, 173 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and interception. J.K. Dobbins was shut down to 61 yards rushing. R.J. Harvey had a touchdown. Cortland Sutton had a touchdown. And defensively, like I said, it was a defensive battle here. 1, 2, 3, 4 times by this defense. As for the Texans, I mean, CJ Stroud had a 79 yards passing. He did leave the game with an injury. Davis Mills took over. He had 137 yards passing. Run game was non-existent. Dalton Schultz was the leading receiver with 77 yards passing. And then defensively, Kellen Bullock had the interception, but their defense just couldn't get anything, which is kind of crazy, you know? As for, oh no, oh thank God. Next up, we got the probably America's game of the week right here. If it weren't for the Chiefs and the Bills, but it was the Bears and the Bengals. And this game was actually electric because I got like constant score of this. I have T. Higgins on my fantasy team, side note. But Caleb Williams, three touchdowns, 280 yards passing. DJ Moore had a passing touchdown. Kyle Mongolia had 172 yards rushing. Britton Brown had a rushing touchdown. DJ Moore also had it. Hits! A rushing touchdown. Colston Loveland had his best game as a Bear. He had 18 yards passing and two touchdowns. Olamide Zacchaeus had a touchdown. Caleb Williams also had a receiving touchdowns. And defensively, they got after Joe Flacco only twice, but they also picked him off twice. Nashawn Wright with an interception and Tremaine Edwards with an interception. As for the Bengals, I mean, Joe Flacco had himself a day, 470 yards passing and four touchdowns and two interceptions. T. Higgins had 2 yards, two touchdowns. Jamar Chase also had a touchdown. Andre Yoshavaz had a touchdown. Noah Fant had a touchdown. And defensively, they only got after Caleb Williams only twice. Next up, we got the Panthers and the Packers. And honest to God, I don't even have much to say other than that this Packers team is starting to like annoy me a little bit in some way. I mean, Bryce Young had 102 yards passing and an interception. Rico Dowdle continues to ball out 130 yards rushing and two touchdowns. Tatoya McMillan had 46 yards receiving, and defensively, they got after Jordan Love only once, but Travion Moorhead had the interception. As for the Packers, I mean, Jordan Love had 273 yards passing and an interception. Josh Jacobs also had a rushing touchdown, and Romeo Doubs had 91 yards receiving, and Tucker Kraft had 20. It was an ugly performance. Xavier McKinney had the interception, and that's pretty much it. Next up, we got the Saints and the Rams in this game. This game was not even close. All right. I mean, Tyler Shaw had 176 yards passing and a touchdown and interception. You know, receiving was led by Rashid Shaheed with 68 yards receiving. Jawan Johnson had 31 yards receiving, and he also had a touchdown as well. And defensively, they got after Matthew Stafford only twice. As for the Rams, I mean, what can you say? Matthew Stafford has been balling out. 281 yards passing and four touchdowns. Kyron Williams also had a rushing touchdown. Puka Nacua had a had a receiving touchdown. Devontae Adams had two touchdowns. Tyler Higbee had another touchdown. And defensively, Emmanuel Forbes got the interception, but they only got after Tyler Shaw only once. Next game up, we got the Jaguars and the Raiders. Honest to God, this game was actually kind of crazy. I mean, Trevor had an okay game. He had 22 yards rush passing and an interception. Bayshawn Tutin had a rushing touchdown. Trevor Lawrence had the other two touchdowns, and they couldn't get a lot of, you know, receiving was led by Parker Washington with 90 yards, and defensively, they got after Geno Smith only twice and then picked him up on Monteric Brown. As for the Raiders, I mean, this was probably Geno's best game, I would say, as a Raider. 284 yards passing, four touchdowns, interception. Ashton Jeanty was shut down with 42 yards rushing. Brock Bowers, welcome back him. He had 127 yards receiving and three touchdowns. Ashton Jeanty also caught a touchdown. And they only sacked him only once by Max Crosby, and Isaiah Polamalu had an interception. Peeking at the next game, we got the Chiefs and the Bills. I mean, what can you say about this game right here? This game was absolutely electric. You know, Pat Mahomes was held to 250 yards passing and an interception. Kareem Hunt had a rushing touchdown. Rashid Rice also had a rushing touchdown. Rashid Rice led all teams with 80 yards receiving, and defensively, they got after Josh Allen only three times. Peeking at our peeking at the Bills, we got Josh Allen, 273 yards passing and a touchdown. He also ran it in for two touchdowns. Ty Johnson also a receiving touchdown. Dalton Kincaid had a receiving touchdown. And defensively, they got after Patrick a ton in this game, which is twice. And then Maxwell Harrison had an interception. Next game up, we got the Seahawks and the Commanders. I mean, this game was, I don't even know what to say anymore because the Seahawks team is really good. 303 yards passing from Sam Darnold. He had four touchdowns and an interception. Jackson Smith and Nick Jigba had 129 yards receiving. Torrey Horton had a touchdown. Elijah Arroyo had a touchdown. Cody White had a receiving touchdown. And defensively, I mean, what can you say? Their defense balled out once again. I mean, as for the Commanders, I mean, Jane Daniels probably played his last game of the season with 153 yards passing and an interception. Chris Rodriguez had a rushing touchdown. Jane also ran in for a touchdown. And defensively, they just could not get after Sam Darnold. As for the next one, we got the Cowboys and the Broncos, not the Cardinals and the Cowboys. And I don't even know what to say about this game as well. I watched a little bit of this game, but you know, Jacoby Brissett balled out with 261 yards passing and two touchdowns. He also ran it in for a touchdown. Marvin Harrison Jr. had a touchdown. Trey McBride had a touchdown. And defensively, I mean, their defense played absolutely sensational. They got after Dak Prescott five times and they picked him off once with Denzel Burke. As for the Cowboys, I mean, Dak was non-existent, 250 yards passing and a touchdown. Javonte Williams was shut down with 83 yards rushing. Riley Floronia had and defensively they got after him. Um, Jacoby Brissett five times, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, those are my thoughts on my week nine of the NFL season. Sorry if it was long. It was just there was like not a lot of interesting games this week, unfortunately. Other than the Bills and the Chiefs, there was not that many interesting games this week. All right, moving on to our next segment. We're gonna grade every single team during the trade deadline, and then after that we're gonna get into our week 10 NFL picks, which is kind of crazy to say. All right. So keep in mind there wasn't a lot of moves this offseason, so this trade deadline. So if your team did something that I didn't know of at the top of my head, I'm sorry. So let's start with the Jags. They didn't they did okay. I mean, they addressed getting a wide receiver number two in Jacoby Myers, who I think is gonna bounce back heavily with a quarterback that is solid, but I like what they did. Texans, they didn't do anything, and I don't understand why. I mean, when I look at the Texans this year, they probably have to be the most disappointing team this year just because I thought this team was going to bounce back this year. But, like, as I've said before, and I'll say it again, that offensive line is atrocious. Okay. Packers, they didn't do anything. I don't understand why either. Like, we need a corner or a tight end. Like, I was talking to like one of my good friends, Aiden, like this past weekend. I asked him, what do you think we should get this trade deadline? And he said, like, we need a tight end or we need a corner. But like, I don't know, man. Cowboys. At least they did something. I mean, they got Quinn Williams, which I think is huge for their defense because now you could pair them up with K Clark and that defense, if their defense can remain decent, like it's a good thing. Bears. Uh, at least they did something. I think they got like a pass rusher, I believe, on this team. So yeah. The Bills. They didn't do anything, but I understand why. Like this team is, I think, is still good, but like they didn't do anything. Chiefs, they didn't do anything, but I understand why. I mean, their team is like I think complete. They don't need just a ton of things. But yeah, Broncos. They didn't do anything, but I understand why. I mean, this team is still good. I wish they got after a wide receiver, but I'm not the GM here. Panthers, they didn't do anything, but I understand why. Bucks. The Vikings, like I'm gonna go through a lot of these teams. Patriots, Saints, they didn't do anything. 49ers, they didn't do anything. Commanders, I believe the Chargers did something. I believe Colts, they couldn't do anything. Browns, they didn't do anything. Jets, I mean they traded away Quinn Williams and Sauce Gardner, so they did something. Lions, they didn't do anything. Eagles, they didn't do anything. Seahawks, I love what they did picking up Rashid Shaheed. Ravens, they didn't even understand why. Raiders, um, Rams, I thought they were fine. Bengals, Titans, they didn't do anything. Falcons, I thought they were fine. Giants, they didn't do something. Cardinals, Steelers, I mean, they did something. And then Dolphins, I mean, they didn't do anything either. So yeah. So what are you guys' thoughts on the NFL trade deadline? I know this was kind of a short, fast, and rapid pace. It's just I like there was not that many moves. Okay, just hear me out. There was not that many moves this trade deadline. But yeah, now we're gonna get into our week 11 picks for this week. Last week I went 9-5 last week. Totaling my record to 26, 33, 43, 49, 58, 67, 75, 84, and let's see, 84, 10, 16, 22, 30, 35, 42, 45, 48, 85, 48, and 1. I feel like my math is off, but who cares? So yeah, let's get into our week 10. I can't believe I'm saying that. Week 10 NFL prediction week. Starting with Thursday night, we got the Raiders and the Broncos. I am going to take the Broncos to win this game. I think the Raiders are going to keep it close, because I've always said before, I'll say again, division rivalries are very close. No matter if the team is bad or not that very good or like the best, it's always close. But I'm going to take the Broncos to win this game 27-17. Next game up, we got the Falcons and the Colts. One of many hard matchups for me to pick this week. So, yay me. I'm gonna actually take the Colts in this one. I feel like the Falcons right now are just like the definition of just mid. All right. I expect a better game from Bijan Robinson in this game, but I am gonna take the Colts to win this game 35-24. Next game up, we got the Giants and the Bears. I'm going to take the Bears to win this game 21-17. I expect the Giants to keep it close because of that defense, and I think the way Jackson Dart's been playing. But nevertheless, give me the team that I think has more talent in the Bears, in the Giants, in the Bears. Sorry, give me the Giants. Give me the Bears. Sorry to win 21-17. Jaguars and Texans. I'm going to take the Jags to win this game 27-20. Look, I expect this to be a defensive like slugfest in the beginning, but I expect that Jags offense to pop off in this game. Give me the Jags to win this game 27-20. Ravens and Vikings. This is going to be a good ass game. And I'm going to line with the Ravens. All right. I understand that the what is it? The Vikings defense is not that good against the run. I don't think they're going to do well against Derrick Henry. And I think Derrick Henry is going to have a monster game in this game. Give me the Ravens to win 34-20. Next game up, we got the Saints and the Panthers. Give me the Panthers, man. I mean, the Panthers to win this game. I do expect New Orleans to keep it somewhat close, but give me the Panthers to win this game 27-10. Browns and Jets. Oh God. I guess I'll take the Browns. I guess I don't know. You know, give me the Browns to win 13 to 10. Next up, we got the Patriots and the Bucks. This is gonna be a fun game. I actually might recommend this game to my brother later today if I get a hold of him. But I'm actually gonna roll with the Bucks here to win this game. I think the Bucks right now are coming off a bye, and I think Todd Bowles is gonna skew up something to shut down Drake May and that offense. Give me the Bucks to win this game in a very like this probably might be the highest scoring game of the weekend, 35 to 31. Next game up, we got the Cardinals and the Seahawks. Give me the Seahawks to win this game 23-17. I think the Cardinals are going to keep it close, but I just think Seattle's just on a whole nother level right now. So give me the Seahawks to win this game. Bills and Dolphins. Yeah, give me the Bills to win this game. Win this game. I expect the Dolphins to keep it close, but Josh Allen's Josh Allen. Give me the Bills to win 28-20. Next game up, we got the Rams and the Niners. Give me the Rams in a bounce back win. I think the Rams bounce back in this one. I expect San Francisco to keep it close because, it's a division rival, folks. So, but nevertheless, give me the Rams to win this game 24-23. Next game up, we got the Lions and the Commanders. I mean, do I have to even mention it? I'm going to take the Lions here. Like, this is not going to be pretty for Washington fans right here. If you think the game against Seattle was bad, this game's not going to be even fun ever. I'm going to take the Lions to win this game 38 to 10. Next game up, we got the Steelers and the Chargers. I am actually going to take the upset here, and I'm going to take the Steelers to win this game. I expect a bounce back performance from Aaron Rodgers. I think he's going to have a great game. The Chargers offensive line scares me a little bit because as we know, that Steelers front is nasty. But give me the Steelers to win this game 28 to 24. I think this is going to be a very close game. And finally, the nightcap, we got the Eagles and the Packers. Give me my boys in green and gold. We bounce back here. All right. I expect a hell of a performance from Jordan Love. All right. I expect a hell of a performance from Josh Jacobs. Give me the Packers to win this game 28 to 27. And those are my week 10 NFL predictions. So what are you guys' thoughts on my video on this week's video? If you did, please get a like, subscribe, turn on that post notification bell. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday. Stay safe, stay warm, and stay active out there. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.